Kick-ass confidence for the woman who wants more passion, power, and personal style. Hello, beautifuls, and welcome back to Kick-Ass Confidence for women who want more passion, power, and purpose in life. I hope it is sunny and warm wherever you are in the world. It is chilly in winter here in beautiful Africa, my homeland. I have the heater going. I have 3 layers on. I have my beautiful soft cashmere scarf on, and it is still freaking chilly. So if you're somewhere in the sunshine, be lapping up that vitamin D, because I follow the sun. Wherever the sun goes, I go. That's where you'll find me. But we're blessed. We are blessed here in South Africa. Even when it's cold, the sun always shines. There is always bright light. If you look out the window, and I'm surrounded by glass. The doors, the glass, my office windows, the office doors, it just lets in all the light. And that's how I like to live my life, is in the light. All right. Let's talk about light and bringing a conversation, a topic that is very, very important, out of the dark and into the light, is women and women. We are talking all about self-esteem, self-confidence, and the power of personal style here with Linda Page. Why? Why self-confidence? Why self-esteem? Does it matter what we wear? Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. If you are a woman of faith and you think God doesn't care about what I wear, honey, go read your Bible. That is my favorite conversation. I have 3 files full of favorite scriptures that not only does he care about what you wear, but he's actually pretty specific when it comes to color and form and style and design and texture and combination of fabrics and materials and colorways. I have something called 1, 2, 3 Color Me, and something called Inspiration from Creation. When I was 17 and I didn't know how to dress and what colors went with what, and I had no money, no job, no home, no car, no education, no clue, I looked outside. I'm like, well, you know what? If he saw fit to put blue and brown together on the beach and the sand, I guess these brown shoes will go with this blue suit. And it did. If he saw fit to put that pink and green beautiful flower meadow together, well, I guess I can wear this pink scarf with this green dress. And it went. So that's another conversation for another time. Inspiration from creation. One of my favorite conversations. And whatever your faith, it doesn't matter what your faith is. If you think that what you wear doesn't have an impact on your mood, your mind, your money, your mojo, your marriage, everything, my love, then you are in the right place. You have a spirit of beauty, you have a spirit of excellence, you have a spirit of power, of courage, and adventure. And if you don't feed those spirits, they get hangry. And that makes you frumpy and frustrated. You start blending into the background, dressing down, and that's not good for anybody. And then what happens, fast forward a few months, a few years later, never mind things that happen in life like marriage and divorce and financial challenges and parenting and business and everything else in between. You lose yourself somewhere along the way. Why? Because you forgot the most important person, and that's you. It is not self-care to take care of you. It is not selfish to take care of you. It is actually biblical to love your neighbor as yourself. If you're all about the Proverbs 31 woman, well, doesn't she get up, dress up, and put herself first, position herself for a powerful, beautiful, productive day? Again, another conversation for another time. But there is beautiful, powerful evidence that we are designed and we deserve, yes, we deserve to get up, dress up, look beautiful, feel confident, and walk out our door ready to attack our day. That is enclothed cognition, the power that clothing has to actually impact our cognitive decision-making processes. That is the power of clothing. Fashion. You're in the fashion business, whether you like it or not, my friend, and so you may as well learn how to get up, dress up, and put your best foot forward. You have to get dressed every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. It would behoove you to get good at it. It would behoove you to find a recipe, learn what the ingredients are, what is a capsule wardrobe, how do I build a beautiful wardrobe on a budget, customized to my body shape, my lifestyle, my personality. That's what we do here at Linda Page, but secretly, inside of that, at the heart of what we do here, is I take my clients by the hand and I help them to fall in love with the woman in the mirror. That is the secret sauce at Linda Page. That is what it's all about, because at the center of your spirit of beauty is your decision, not your ability, your decision to love the woman in the mirror. That right there is the golden ticket to self-confidence. And when we're talking about self-confidence and self-esteem, and we've done that already, and I will continue to weave that into our podcast conversations here, self-confidence and self-esteem are not the same thing. However, they are a very powerful, essential partnership. And once you understand the difference between the two, catch the first couple of podcast episodes here on the Linda Page podcast series. Podcast 1 talks about the difference between self-confidence, self-esteem, and where the power of personal style, so beauty on the outside, actually fits into that. How does that work? How do these 3 different strands and streams come together? And when they do, why does all kind of magic happen when it comes to your spirit of beauty? And another conversation that is really, really important when it comes to your body, your beauty, your self-image, your self-esteem, your self-confidence is purpose. There are dangerous, confusing wraparounds happening when women and men, but when women confuse their purpose with their profession. For example, if I ask you, what's your purpose? You might say, to educate, to inspire, to help, to love, to lift up, to lead, to... Well, what if all of those faculties from mental to physical to emotional are taken away from you? What if you can't do all of those things? What's your purpose then? Stay tuned, because that is a conversation that's coming up soon. And it is a very important conversation. It is life-changing. But until then, today we are talking about restoring the bond and the trust between women. Why? Why would we even talk about that? Well, because it's very simple. We are stronger together. All women have hurt women, and all women have been hurt by women. So we can either live in the past of that and live in fear of opening our hearts up to women again. Listen, I can tell you something. Most women are afraid of spending time with other women. And it's not just strong characters. Let me tell you something. I work with women every single day, and I have for years and years. Most women are uncomfortable with most women. And I'm on a mission to change that. I was that way for most of my life. Why? Because I've been hurt by women. Sometimes it's just, listen, but the age of, my little girl was told at the age of 5 at a little school here in South Africa, her little friend at the time came along and said to her, why is your stomach so fat? Why have you got such a fat tummy? 5 years old. Never mind in the throes of puberty at the age of 10, what our little girls go through in terms of body image and who's the popular girl, who's the bully, who's the mean girl, who's the sporty girl, who's the academic. It is a lot of life that they have to handle from a very young age. Going into the teens and looking at boys and body and beauty and the C disease setting in, comparison, then into young adolescenthood. Listen, women dress up for women. Women don't dress for men. Women dress for women because women know how much we actually appreciate and respect a woman who is well-dressed, who is confident and well put together. And when a woman does walk in a room and she is confident looking, she's smiling, she's beautifully dressed, and she walks in, instantly she commands respect and attention and she turns heads. And you might have this little green monster inside of you going, who does she think she is? And where does she think she's going? You know where she's going? She's going to her life. She's going to life and she's getting up, dressing up, and that's where she's going for it. She's not showing up because there is no commitment in showing up. I can show up to a meeting or an event and I can sit with my arms crossed and not be engaged or interested at all, but I showed up. There is no action, there is no commitment in show up. It is get up, dress up, and be a bold light on a hill. Taking action in the direction of your identity, in the direction of your goals, is what boosts your confidence. That's one of a few things that radically impacts and boosts and builds your self-confidence. Self-confidence is a muscle. It is not something that you can instantly just summon on demand. It is something that you have to build. And the good news is there are multiple simple things that you can do on a daily basis to build your self-confidence. Self-esteem is different. That is your personal evaluation of your own self-worth. So back to women. We've all hurt women and we've all been hurt by women. I was not just emotionally and mentally hurt by many women, but I was physically abused by my maternal grandmother for many years on and off. I was raised in a few different homes, and some of the most damaging years was with one of my grandmothers. And being physically hurt as a little girl by a woman creates a lot of trauma and a lot of deep-rooted, insecure bad feelings and memories that are not easy to uproot. Can they be? Absolutely. But man, has it taken a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of effort on many couches and doing lots of grief recovery, which is so essential. Grief recovery is a part of life. We can't just sit on a couch and talk about it. There is a difference between counseling, which has its place. I've done lots of that. And there is a difference between grief recovery, which is more of a coaching, kind of more action, physical oriented kind of thing. We won't go into that right now. We'll talk about that another time. Remember, if you have any questions, you can send them through to support@lindapage.com. If you want me to answer your questions live on our podcast, I'm more than happy to do that. Grief recovery is essential to closing off past chapters and opening the door and welcoming and being receptive to new seasons. It's part of life. It just is the journey. And we get to go on that journey. We get to take that road. And the right road is usually the hard road. That's where the work is done. But when the work is done, there is such beauty and freedom on the other side. So women face a lot in life, right? Like we wear multiple hats and we go through not just puberty, but then we get, then the menstruation cycle of life comes into play. And then, oh my gosh, let's not even talk about perimenopause, premenopause, menopause, postmenopause. Oh my gosh. We are blessed with so many different seasons of hormonal, emotional, mental, physical, and other kill kind of seasons. It's hard. And when we get hurt, we start guarding our hearts. And when we guard our hearts, we are showing a hard exterior to those around us to protect the inside. There is no getting away with the fact that you're going to get hurt in life, friend. There is no getting around it. I am going to be hurt again and again and again. The alternative is to close off your heart to protect yourself from getting hurt again. But guess what? That too is a complete farce. Doesn't matter what you do in life. Getting hurt is part of life. You can protect your heart and withdraw as all you like, as much as you like in your life, in your community, in your workplace. You're still going to get hurt. The only difference is going to be you're going to become very withdrawn, isolated, lonely, and all of that produces bitterness, unforgiveness, and judgment. All the things that you're actually afraid of. Fear of judgment, criticism, rejection. That's what that withdrawing produces. So what do we have to do? We have to learn to discern. We have to, oh my gosh, that is a path that I seem constantly on. I have long since come to the admission, and I haven't been happy about it, but I am pretty naive when it comes to people. I really am, especially women. I love women. I think women are the most beautiful creature on the planet. I look at women more than men look at women. Their form, their jaw, their profile, their brows, their ears, their earlobes, their décolletage, shoulders, everything. Butts, boobs. I am fascinated by the beautiful form and shape of women. And it took me a lot of work and a long time to overcome what I've been through in life, raised by many different people in 7 or 8 different homes, where many things were allowed to take place, all kinds of physical, sexual, emotional, other abuse. And all of that involved a lot of women. But here's the thing. Every day is Tuesday, right? We get to choose every day. Am I going to stay in that place, not trusting women, knowing that it was mainly women, obviously a lot of men as well, who hurt me and betrayed me and allowed that abuse to happen? And am I going to stay in that because that produces, like I said, bitterness and unforgiveness and wrinkles, by the way, more wrinkles? Or am I going to do grief recovery, get over it, and use what has happened to me in the past, which will always be part of my heart, it's part of my story, and rebuild that and re-strengthen and revitalize that whole part of my heart and my being, choose to trust myself and others again, and go out and live a full life? The alternative to me is dismal. The alternative is lonely, depressing, and it's just not even an option. I would rather live full throttle, knowing I'm going to be hurt and knowing how I've got tools to get over it, than live in the slow lane and be on the bench and be on the fence with relationships and with opportunities, because the fence is the devil's playground. That's where you get doubt and fear and indecision and procrastination and perfectionism, by the way. All of those things hang out on the fence. I'm not a fence kind of girl. I'm all in or I'm all out. Rather be all out than on the fence. Don't be on the fence. Don't be on the bench. You're supposed to be in the game of life. And one of the most important things that is part of my mission here at Linda Page is to restore the bond and the trust between women, because we are stronger together. It is absolutely possible to restore trust that has been eroded day after day, week, month, year after year. We are designed for community. We are designed for connection and for color and conversation. We as women have far more in common than we do in conflict, and it takes one. It takes one in any kind of community, no matter how small, to make the decision to say, I'm going to be the one to get up, dress up, do the grief recovery for my own heart, and go out there and restore the bond between women. How do we do that? Well, I've got one power tool for you that is going to be an absolute guarantee for results if you choose to apply it. Fashion is a powerful connector. Fashion, beauty, color, style, fabric, texture, we are all wired for a visual message in life. You've heard me talk before about Dr. Caroline Leaf and her 7 metacognitives that she talks about. Every single human being is visual, and we are all drawn to a beautiful, powerful, positive visual message. That's you, my friend. You are that beautiful, powerful, positive visual message. And women love getting compliments from women, far more so than from men. Take it from me, far more so than from men. And it means so much more when a woman compliments another woman and she is also nicely dressed and put together. You don't have to be in 9-inch heels and dripping in bling and you know, hair and makeup to the nines, although that's a lot of fun. You can just be in a t-shirt and jeans, some cute little tennis shoes, maybe some hot pink lipstick and a ponytail and a little pair of diamante earrings at the grocery store. And you pay a compliment to another woman, it carries weight. It has gravitas. It goes the distance. So that's my advice to you, is use fashion as a connector. For example, if you are at the grocery store and you see a woman walking past and she has got something nice on, there is something nice to say about every single woman that you ever come across. So if you see her coming down the aisle, and by the way, remember, you haven't walked a day in her life, you don't know what she's been through, especially if you see women who are boldly, beautifully, confidently dressed and all well put together. It looks like they've got everything together. Nobody has it all together. Not one single person on the planet. Those are the women who typically don't get the compliments from other women. But when you take the time, and it's literally a second or two, to turn around and say to her, oh my gosh, I love those shoes, or wow, you look beautiful, just had to let you know, and you smile and off you go. You are going to plant a seed that is so powerful, and it will be a drop in the ocean into her heart of, hey, there are women out there that are nice. There are women out there that are kind. There are women out there that I can trust again. And you'll be planting seeds wherever you go. Fashion is your tool. Fashion is a powerful connector, most especially amongst women. The other reason you want to do that is to boost your own self-confidence. One of the 12 characteristics I talk about, and I'm going to do a separate podcast on that soon, that is common traits among confident women, is they are radically generous, most especially with their compliments and their words. They give their time, they give their expertise, they give their compliments, they give praise, they give encouragement. And so how easy is that when you see a beautiful woman, whether she's in jeans and a t-shirt, or she's got a cute little purse, or you see a ring that she's wearing that you love, it is so easy to compliment another woman. But here's the bonus. It boosts your confidence at the same time. Self-confidence. Confidence is rooted in the Latin word fidere, which means trust. So self-confidence actually means self-trust. So if you want to build your self-confidence, your self-trust, you have got to start with the woman in the mirror. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being 100%, how much do you trust yourself when it comes to trusting other women? Maybe you want to put me on pause right now and write that down. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being 100%, how much do you trust yourself to be in a room full of any kind of women on any given day, some that you've never met in your whole life, of different ages and professions and industries? How confident are you in yourself to be in that environment and be fully confident and have an amazing time? most women will not be a 10 out of 10. Most are actually less than a 5 out of 10. They're very confident in their business and their work environment or in their home environment. But drop a woman in a room full of 20 women that they don't know, some suited and booted, some in their 30s, some in their 50s, some in their 60s, and you will see that confidence level go down. So if you want to restore and boost your own self-confidence, you need to start with the woman in the mirror, and it starts with the decision that you are going to trust yourself and that you're going to start using fashion as a connector to build trust and confidence in other women. So self-trust, self-confidence, if you want to boost your own, then you start with giving that to other women. You're going to get a whole bunch of different responses, by the way. If you compliment another woman, I've had probably 3 typical responses. So there are those who are very used to receiving compliments and very used to receiving, heads turning and looking at them and admiring, and I say, oh my gosh, you look beautiful. Thanks. And they move on over. And it looks like they're quite used to that. And it's hardly a recognition of, there's hardly a thanks. Sometimes I've had a side glance of like, thanks. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't appreciate it. That doesn't mean that it hasn't landed. Every single compliment has its roots somewhere. It lands somewhere. And as long as you pay it over, then you've done your job. The other response that you're going to get is surprise and, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Because women are not used to receiving compliments from women. That is a really good reason to do it. That just shows the gaping hole in the job that we have to do. You need to compliment other women. And when she looks at you wide eyed and she's like, oh my gosh, you need to know that you will have planted a seed and a cloud for her to walk on for the rest of the day. Sometimes for a few days. You don't know what she's going through. Most women, all women are going through something. Some are fighting for their kids in court. Some are literally on day 3 of divorce proceedings. Some have just lost their jobs. Some are going through empty nesters. Some have lost a child. Some women are going through having lost a pet, and you think that's not so serious. But she was never able to have children, and that pet is her child. You haven't walked a day in her shoes. Don't judge her. And most especially if she's slim and beautiful, don't think that she's got it all together. Nobody has it all together. She most especially needs your encouragement. Don't you be judging the slim, beautiful women. They get the most judgment. So when you pay that compliment over, it lands. And the other typical response I get is quite a tearful one. Like, I have been in some situations over the years where I felt like, is she going to slap me? And I've stopped and I've gone, I'm just going to tell you, you look absolutely stunning. And she's literally stared at me for like a couple of seconds. I'm like, I'm not sure what's going to happen now. And then she's just gone, thank you. And you see tears not too far away. A lot of women are only 5 or 10 seconds away from tears. You know that? So many women going through so many tough things that if you be too kind or too nice, she might just start crying. It is true for so many women. Maybe it's true for you. I know when I'm going through some tough times, and we're nurturers, we're educators, we're lovers, we're givers, we're builders of community and of home and of these pods of life. And we just cope sometimes without realizing, actually, I need to stop and just sharpen my axe for this cutting next 100 trees I've got to cut down, or just strengthen or just refill my mind and my heart for a minute. Sometimes I realize too late. And when people are too nice or someone has been too kind, I go like, please don't do that now. It's not convenient for me to break down in tears this minute. Maybe we can chat later. Can I give you a call tomorrow? But when people are kind, kindness is powerful. And to pay a woman a compliment for how she looks and her spirit of beauty, you can find anything on any woman to compliment on. Look at her hair, look at her jewelry, look at her feet, look at the bag that she's carrying, maybe look at the lip gloss that she's wearing. There is something about everyone. Maybe her brows are absolutely beautifully, perfectly shaped. Confidence is something that you will build rapidly when you use fashion as a connector to restore the bonds between women. Listen to me while I'm telling you this. It is something that I started years and years and years ago, because I decided if I want to be connected with some women, and I love women, why did God, I'm like, often I was in my 30s, Lord, why did you give me this desire, it was in my 20s even, but by 30s, I'm like, why did you give me a desire to see women for how beautiful they are, to want to work with them, but I don't trust them, I don't like them, I don't want to hang out with them. It's much easier to be in business and do life with men. It is, oh my gosh, so much easier. I used to work with styling men and women. And can I tell you something about working with men when it comes to personal style? They're so easy. They follow directions. You give them the capsule wardrobe blueprint, the recipe, they go off, they do it, and voila. I'm like, wow, these guys just follow directions. Most of them I'm talking about, right? Women are a bit more complex. There are other things going on. And it is how it should be. We shouldn't be the same. Don't be comparing yourself to men. You want to be treated like a man in the marketplace. You want to be treated like a man in the bedroom and the boardroom and in the bar. I don't think so. I don't think so. You're a woman for a reason. So step into the fullness of your beauty. Step into the fullness of your body. And start with the woman in the mirror. If you want to join us here at Linda Page, we have a free community at school.skool.com. And go and look for Linda Page. It's completely free, and we have conversations every single day with a small, growing community. I actually closed down a community of thousands of women on social media, and I wanted to start fresh for various reasons. And one of them is to separate the curious from the serious. Is you can have a community of 30,000 women. It doesn't mean anything. How many are actively engaging and connecting and impacting and influencing and expanding their confidence, their influence, their income, and having fun with fashion? It's a quality over quantity decision. That's the same as shopping. You need to go quality over quantity. So at school.com, we're talking about boobs, bras, butts, upper arms, earlobes, microblading versus ombre powder brows. We talk about having a vision for your hair. We talk about capsule wardrobe. We talk about all of those things. We also talk about self-confidence and grief recovery, overcoming the trauma of divorce, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse. We talk about building a business, writing that book, launching that business, going for that promotion, putting your hand up for that executive position that you know that you can fulfill. As women in life, as women in the marketplace, the call is to get up, dress up, and be a bold light on a hill. Whether you are a homeschooling mom, a retired glamour, whether you are running a business, whether you are in corporate America, whether you are a nurse, an engineer, a teacher, it's irrelevant what position you hold in the world. What is of most importance is that you have a relationship with whoever you believe created you. So whether it is God or the universe, or that's a really important decision that you make. Is like, what is creation? Who is your creator? And that you have a loving relationship with the woman in the mirror. We have no business leading, teaching, coaching others, especially women, if we criticize the woman in the mirror. I watch documentaries that are filled with women on a regular basis, every single week almost, when it comes to women selling real estate, women selling different products and services, women who are executive coaches, women who are business owners, women in corporate America, and women who are in fashion, obviously, and in the design and textile industry. And I can tell you that there is a regrettable tendency for us to do something so simple, so easily, and so frequently, is to criticize ourselves. It just falls out of our mouths. It just comes out. Whether we're in the fitting room and you hear somebody next door go, oh my gosh, that makes my butt look big, or oh, I'm so sick and tired of this cellulite. Whether we are about to have a group photo taken, it's like, oh no, my gosh, I hate the camera. Or I'm telling you, years ago, I got to a point like I'm hearing this all around me, and I used to be my own worst critic. And I got to a point where like, I'm done with this. I am so done with being my own worst critic, hating what I see in the mirror. Even when I'm my teeny tiny little self, it doesn't matter what size or weight I am. It's never good enough. It's never okay. And that is on me. I came into agreement with certain lies and abuses that were spoken and done over me, and I remained in chains. That's on me. It doesn't excuse what they did, but I am not 7 anymore, or 5, or 12, or 13, or 23. I'm a grown woman. I was in my late 30s or early 40s, and I decided I'm done with that. I've been doing counseling and personal development since the age of 27. I'm currently 52. It's 2024 right now. And it's been the best thing, the best decision that I've ever taken. Have I taken the long road? Hell yes, I could have gone. I think I could have achieved more sooner, but I took the path that was right for me at the time, because I was pretty stiff-necked. I was pretty stubborn when it came to, I used to be of the opinion in my early 20s, like I don't need counseling. That's for weak people, right? Like I'll figure this out. And yep, that was me. Grief recovery is an essential part of your self-confidence. It's an essential part of your spirit of beauty and your journey in life. When it comes to the woman in the mirror, you need to be committed to her. You need to be her greatest encourager. Because if you're not committed to you, why should anybody else be? So as women, we are stronger together. We are designed for connection, for color, for conversation, for community. We are at the very center, we are at the very heart of building up love and people and education and nurturing and food and fulfillment and creativity. And we're at the very heart of that. We actually birth life. And even if you are not a woman who's ever birthed a baby, doesn't mean you don't birth life. Life is oozing out of you all the time. My friend, wherever you are in life right now, if you are dressing down and blending into the background, and if your light is on dim, I'm here to tell you that you're not hearing this message by mistake. I'm here to tell you that it's time to stop playing small. I'm here to tell you that you have a spirit of beauty. The light will never go out. Maybe it's just on dim right now. Maybe you've dimmed down your light to play small, to, cater to other people's opinions of you. Don't even get me started on that. Because everyone's always going to have an opinion of you. Someone is always going to not approve, judge, and criticize something that you're doing, wearing, or saying. And if you don't do it or wear it or say it, they're going to criticize you for not doing it as well. So you may as well get up, dress up, and live your best life. You may as well get up, dress up, and put your best foot forward. It was the late, great Nelson Mandela who said, there is no passion to be found in playing small, in living a life less than the one that you are capable of living. So don't do it. Get off the bench. It's time to get back in the game. And how do you do that? You start with the woman in the mirror. And you make a decision today. You say, I'm not going to criticize myself, my body, again. Easy? No. Simple? Absolutely. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I was a wicked critic of myself. A wicked critic of the woman in the mirror. And I turned it around. And you don't have to do it alone. We've got a community here at Linda Page. We just had our first live event in Dallas, Texas in June. It was an absolute success. The most incredible privilege to work with amazing, powerful women. And I'm telling you something, the response to the call to the spirit of beauty to arise and shine was quick, and it was powerful, and it was dynamic, and you want to be part of it. Women who didn't know each other in a room full of what we would like 106 people, small, nice, intimate event, so I can test and feel the room out for our first live event of this nature. And man, let me tell you something. The natural connection between women is God-given. It is in our genes. It's in our DNA. It is possible to trust women again. And it starts with the woman in the mirror. If you want to learn how to do that, you can go to lindapage.com, or you can go to school.com, find us, Linda Page, on School, and join the conversation. There we talk about, we share our fashion finds. We have a free, it's a free membership. And it's a cool school, by the way. I am not a believer in all the fashion rules out there. I am just not a believer in rules of any kind that bind and chain and restrict our creativity. When it comes to color and to form and to fashion and to style, yes, there are some guidelines, and of course it makes sense to follow them. And there are some basic recipes that really simplify and can systemize how to build a beautiful wardrobe based on your body shape. It is not about your size. It is about your shape. But at the end of the day, personal style is just that. It's personal to you. Fashion is the beautiful Ferrari in your closet that is there to inspire and open doors and bring you the wow factor. But it's for you to train your eye what you buy, in what color, at what price, from which recommended brands. All of that is that Linda Page. Either lindapage.com or go to school.com. join the conversation and make the decision today that you are going to no more are you going to criticize the woman in the mirror. Just stop it. It's not serving you, and it is actually adversely impacting those around you. Even strangers who hear you in the fitting room next door when you complain about your butt to your friend as you're putting those jeans on, you are perpetuating the problem of poor body image for women in the world. You're perpetuating the problem, which also perpetuates the pandemic of fast fashion. And you're influencing your friends and your kids, your grandkids, your marriage, your relationships, your friendships, your work relationships. You're just part of the problem. It's time to stop that, friend. It's time to step out of that and step into the solution, which is to say, I love my body, and I'm not going to criticize the woman in the mirror anymore. We had a room full of women who took what used to be their worst part of their body and said, this is now the best part of my body. I am fast forwarding on what was a 2.5-day event. It was fantastic. If you're interested, you want to make sure you check in with us at lindapage.com, sign up to our social media, check us out on YouTube, go and subscribe. Make sure that you sign up to our mailing list so that you get first announcements of the next events and early bird pricing and so on. Because imagine being in a room full of women where, and most of whom you haven't met, maybe you come with a friend, maybe you come with your sister, maybe you come with whoever, and you go from not sure, it's not my idea of fun on a weekend, a bunch of women, 150, 200 women in one room, and we're going to do what? To like minutes later, crying, laughing, having fun, taking to the catwalk of confidence. There's music, there are assignments, there's homework, there's practicals. It's not about me standing there lecturing you for 2 days. Oh, no. That's not how we do it. You want to be at the next live event. I'm going to sign off there. I'm going to leave that there. We're going to talk about passion versus purpose another time. All of this weaves into your self-confidence, your self-esteem. But please do this one thing for me today. On this Tuesday, make the decision in your heart as we sign off here to say, I'm no longer going to criticize the woman in the mirror. I will help you how to turn that around. I will help you to go from being your own worst critic to becoming your biggest cheerleader. You don't have to do it alone. I did it alone. I was a one-man band years ago. You don't have to do it alone. I'm inviting you into the Linda Page community where women are responding to the call to get up, dress up, and be a bold light on a hill, to arise and shine, and to dial back up that light that is our spirit of beauty. It is not about being the center of attention. I will teach you what it is to be the center of influence, to let the light and the love inside of you shine out on the outside. Because yes, he cares about what we wear. We are one beautiful, spiritual, ever-evolving creature, inside and out, front and back, left and right, top and bottom. Your spirit of beauty is not just on the inside. In clothed cognition, the science, the evidence, all the research is out there. It has been for decades that what you wear matters. And so that's why I call it Dress to Connect. When you learn how to dress on the outside in a way that reflects the woman on the inside, all kinds of magic happens. Number one, you'll start attracting the man that you want to attract rather than the schmucks you've been attracting because, I don't know, take a look at how you've been dressing. When I say to women who are single and don't want to be, I say to them, give me some descriptions of the kind of man that you are looking to meet. And they go, confident, independent, adventurous, kind, godly, fun, generous, confident, successful. And I go, okay, is what you wear day to day lining up with that description? And they go, no. He can't see past your outside to see the organs and all the value on the inside. You have to show on the outside the woman on the inside. So you dress to connect, A, with the woman in the mirror, and B, with those around you. Because what you wear is either going to attract or repel powerful, beautiful people and opportunities. And that's your Tuesday, my friend. It is Tuesday today. You have not heard this message by mistake. So sign up with us on YouTube or on Instagram or on Facebook. Go to lindapage.com. Find us on school.com/LindaPage. Get off the bench. Get in the game of your life. Style is just a skill. Nobody is born a fashionista. Nobody. It doesn't work like that. There is a basic recipe. There are some basic ingredients. If you are good at cooking or baking in the kitchen, and I'm not, and I would walk into your kitchen, you would say to me, Linda, here's the equipment that you need. Here's the recipe. Here are the ingredients. Go for it. In the same way, I will teach you how to build a beautiful wardrobe on a budget based on a recipe that shows a methodology of how to simplify, systemize, and scale your closet, how to stop certain things and start others, and a few rules of thumb that is going to make it really easy. And at the heart of that is your spirit of beauty and how to fall in love with the woman in the mirror. And Rome is not built in a day. You don't have to do it by next week or next month. You can take the next 6 months, close out the chapter of 2024 with more. Go look for more in 2024, because it's not about, yes, we want to finish strong. Yes, we want to, but it's about rest. It's about finishing strong. It's about having goals. It's about having vision. It's all of those things. It's about consistency. It's about taking time out. And that's all part of life. That is the game of life. And we get to live that game. We get to play that game. But fashion is a gift. Fashion is a connector. And the call to action today is to use fashion to complement other women, starting with the woman in the mirror, saying, hey, you badass, you did good today by putting on some red lipstick. Hey, beautiful, I love you, and that's all I've got for now. Just start with that. And next time you go to the grocery store or the airport or the office, just make it your mission every single day to, at the least minimum once a day, compliment another woman. There is so much to compliment women on, from hair to skin to lashes to brows to earrings to what she's wearing, everything. Her nail polish on her toes. Be on the lookout for it. Be open to it. And don't worry about what the response is. Maybe you think, oh my gosh, that was awkward, or oh my gosh, she didn't really look like she appreciated. You don't know her heart. You don't know what's going on the inside. Just compliment minimum one woman a day. Not only are you going to be planting powerful seeds of life wherever you go, but you're going to be boosting your own self-confidence. It is natural for us to love one another. And so I'm calling on you today, on this Tuesday, to join us in this mission, this rising revolution of restoring the bond and the trust between women, because we are stronger together. So I'm going to leave it there, beautifuls. I'm going to wish you an awesome, awesome Tuesday. Again, you're invited to dial up that spirit of beauty of yours, to arise and shine, to get up, dress up, and be that bold light on a hill that you know you are called to be. Come on over and join us at lindapage.com. You're beautiful, you're powerful. Your spirit of adventure and your spirit of excellence are saying, can we go? Can we go? Please, can we go? Can we join them? You got to feed those spirits, friend. You got to feed that spirit of beauty. It is in you. It's in your DNA to look beautiful, feel confident, and walk out your front door ready to have a powerful, beautiful, productive day. God bless. Have a good day, and I'll catch you on the other side. Kick-ass confidence for the woman who wants more passion, power, and personal style.